Rising Chapter 30, House Diana. This is where I finally clocked it, right? So Darrow with Severo has like started this little like group of people he calls the Howlers. And I'm like, I've seen all of y'all talk about that shit everywhere. And I'm like, I get who the Howlers are now. The Howlers in this case are Darrow's group of people. That's what we're gonna call them. We're gonna call them Darrow Scouts. Because I don't know in what way the Howlers evolve over time in the rest of the books, but for now I'm assuming they are just Darrow's scouts. It's not just Severo. He's recruited a couple of other people to be inside Severo's unit. And so to me, it's like Severo is Darrow's like first like confidant slash like commander of sorts. You know, Cassius is kind of a aide, kind of a co-ruler, or that's what Cassius thinks, and Darrow's like, I have to establish dominance some way. So he's the one leading this shit. He tells Cassius to like, yo, stay put. We're gonna go over there and we're gonna capture some people. You stay here. Cassius like, I do whatever I want. Right? And Darrow's like, no, you don't. And Cassie was like, sure. Okay, we'll go with that. So like, there's now at that point, it's a little bit of tension building between Cassius and Darrow because of that. Because Darrow has to establish like a definitive like I'm at the top, everybody else is underneath me. There's no co-ruling here. There's no co anything. This is not a democracy or an oligarchy. This is a single patriarchy, and I'm the ruler here. So they head to House Diana, right? And they're basically trying to broker an alliance. House Mars is telling House Diana, hey, listen, if you help us take over House Minerva, we'll help you take over House Ceres. And they're like, okay, sure. There's a couple of odd characters also in House Diana, and I didn't write down his exact name in this chapter, but there's one odd character in House Diana that I think he's just weird. He's a little bit eccentric. So, not eccentric, eccentric. But he'll probably show up in later chapters and we'll talk about him then. All in all, a good chapter. We got a lot of progression. We got a lot of relationship, not just building, but also cracking, which I thought was interesting. Also, there's some comment from somebody that like, oh yeah, House Mars hasn't won this game in years. And I was like, that's foreshadowing. I I found that I was like, that's foreshadowing. So that's probably foreshadowing of like House Mars is probably gonna win the game this year, just because of the way that books work. Now, with how unfair books like this could be, I would not be surprised if all the way to the end they're winning and then some dumb shit happens and they lose. I honestly could, after reading Ironbound and feeling like nothing's unfair, I could see that happening too. I could. This is my Red Rising chapter by chapter commentary. If you want to keep up with it, hit the follow button.